After investigating for about 5 years whether the Earth is flat or not, I found eastmost point of South America and westmost point of Africa seems close. The biggest city westmost point of Africa is Dakar, and the eastmost point of the South America is Recife. I have measured the distance between Dakar and Recife. Distance is approximately 3,500 kilometers, according to Google Maps. Then I've looked at a flat map. It still seems closer. Then I've looked for a flight between these two cities. One of them is eastmost point of South America, has 1.5 million population. And the other is westmost point of Africa and has 1 million population. Unfortunately, there was no flight between these cities. Then I have seen a city in an island close to Dakar, has a flight to Recife, Cape Verde. Then I have looked to find a way to find an indirect flight between these cities passing. I found a flight passing Cape Verde. We know the population of Recife is more than 1 million, so I have wondered the population of Dakar and Cape Verde. Population of Dakar is more than 1 million. Population of Cape Verde is just 20,000. So we need to transfer in a town has 20,000 population to travel. A city has 1 million population, although they are close themselves according to both flat and globe maps. Then I've looked on ancient flat earth map to be sure the problem. It still looks closer. Since I don't trust both maps, hence I've tried a reliable world map shows the true distances of these cities. Then I found an ambitious writer in the Flat Earth Society, claims has the world's most accurate map. Here it is, the web page, the Flat Earth Society. His name is Wise, has professor and scientist rank, sounds natural to me. Flat Earth scientist. Professor Wise. Okay, then I visit the page where he does his workings. Here it is. The world's most reliable map. Okay, surely. I try to find a distance between these cities, or can be measurable, because there is a scale on the map. At last, I found the distance between Dakar and Recife. It approximately more than 9,000 kilometers. This is weird, because this map is contradicting both two maps, globe or flat. Globe and flat. I'm looking for a method to determine which of these is more accurate. The rest of the map also looks strange. We're not Lagos and Abidjan in northern hemisphere. They seem in south of equator line according to this map. I want to see where they stay in Google Maps. Abidjan is here. I am using measurement mark, because then I can see it when I do zoom out. A line from Abidjan to Lagos. They seem in south of the equator line. There are Juba and Nairobi in southern hemisphere here. I want to mark them too. Juba is here. And Nairobi is here. Now I am zooming out to see where they stay, whether northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. Nairobi already seems in southern hemisphere. It was on southern hemisphere in map of Wise. There is no contradiction about Nairobi. Hence I am deleting the Nairobi. I've extended the line to east to see the unestimated line shows the difference of other maps and map of Y's. All cities seem in northern hemisphere. Let's remember where they stay in reliable map. All cities stay in southern hemicircle. Here, all cities seem in northern hemisphere again. In this point, I've tried to find a solution to get which map is true, whether Y's is flat map or globe map. I stand on a few options. One of them is to compare the hours of sunrise. But I've eliminated this option, because we cannot be sure that the hours written in the videos are correct. Summer and winter weather temperatures should be different in the north and south. I want to use it. I want to see hottest months in both northern and southern hemisphere. Hottest months in northern hemicircle are June, July, August are warmest months in the northern hemisphere, while December, January and February are the warmest months in the southern hemisphere. Okay, let's return to maps to find the names. The first one is Abidjan. Abidjan yearly annual weather temperature. Find it allows we get whether its temperature seems places in northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. I click one of them. Annual weather averages for Abidjan. Remember, this city stays southern hemisphere according to globe map, and stays southern hemicircle in Wise's flat earth map. In northern hemisphere, according to Google Maps. In this map, it stays in southern circle. Both cannot be true. One of them has to be true, and the other one has to be wrong. I want to show the exact point of Abidjan. Clearly stays the northern hemisphere. Okay. I wanted to remind what has to be in northern hemisphere. June, July and August are warmest months. December, January and February are warmest months in southern hemisphere. Cities close to equatorial line can be vary. But, at least, we can check the difference by comparing the weather in June, July, August to December, January and February. June has 27 centigrade, July and August have 25 centigrade. December has 27 centigrade, equal to June, but warmer than July and August. January has 27. February has 28 centigrade. The average temperature in December, January and February is higher than in June, July and August. It seems like the weather in a city stays in southern hemisphere. As you can see, the city of Abidjan, seen in the northern hemisphere on the globe map, has the same seasonal temperatures as the cities in the southern hemisphere. Let's check the Lagos. Lagos stays in Nigeria. To find better its name, I'll use this. Lagos, Nigeria. According to globe map, Lagos seems in northern hemisphere, but according to flat map of Wise, it stays in southern circle. The first test was 1 point for Wise and 0 for Google. Let's see the result of this test too. Done. Annual weather averages for Lagos. I want to show its exact position on Google Maps to ensure where it stays, whether northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. It stays in northern hemisphere according to globe map. Let's return to temperature statistics. The temperature in July is 25 centigrade. I want to remind the temperature conditions for northern hemisphere, because I know there are globalists and viewers. So I want to tell this video like I tell a person has any education level. June, July and August are warmest months. At least it has to be warmer than December, January and February. July and August are 25 centigrade. June has 26 centigrade. December has 27 centigrade and warmer than all of them. Where it stays in reliable flat earth map. Clearly in southern hemicircle. Okay, the next one, Juba. I want to correct the line on the map shows Juba to ensure its position, like I did it for other cities. Clearly stays in northern hemisphere considering the globe map. I want to remind the weather statistics again. June, July and August are the warmest months in northern hemisphere, right? And December, January and February are the warmest months in the southern hemisphere, true? Okay, now we can continue. The next one was Juba in South Sudan. Many irrelevant results. I want to try my chance in Google search. There is a preview of result data in search bar. I chose it. This is a simple graphic. At least this graphic allows us to get June, July and August are weather warmer than December, January and February are colder than them. We can clearly see that this graphic belongs to a city stays in southern hemisphere, because the months in the middle of the year have colder average weather temperatures according to red line represents the average temperature. Let's remember what happens in northern hemisphere. June, July and August are warmest months. At least they have to warmer than December, January and February in equatorial areas. How is it possible? A city stays in northern hemisphere but has the characteristic temperatures for cities in southern hemisphere. It is clear that the mappers of the globe made a mistake, or deceived the public. We examined all three cities claimed by the wise to be in the southern hemisphere, but shown in northern hemisphere by Google Maps. All of them seem belong to southern hemisphere like wise claim, but not in northern hemisphere claimed by Google Maps. I want to check this result with another additional city which not shown in the reliable flat map. I'll choose a random city south of this line and north of equator line in Google Maps. I see one big city there, Bangui. I want to test with this city. First I mark it and sure to see it's being northern hemi blah blah. It stays in northern something according to Google Maps. Its annual temperature is here, Bangui. This is average daily sunshine hours. In summer days, city takes more sunlight. So, June is in a summit month because getting least hours of sunlight. It takes 6 hours sunshine in June is least, and it takes 9 hours of sunshine at most. It clearly looks like a general view of a city stays in southern hemisphere but not northern hemisphere. Pay attention, it clearly stays in northern hemisphere in Google Maps. I want to mark its position to ensure where it stays. Bangui clearly stays in northern hemisphere. What was the conditions of cities stay in northern hemisphere? I want to remind it. Warmest months in the northern hemisphere are June, July and August. But here it is, June, July and August are coldest months. Oppositely December, January and February are warmest months as expected cities in southern hemisphere but not in northern hemisphere. Sorry, here the average temperature of the sea. This graphic overlaps with hours of sunshine in city. While January has 27 centigrade, then June has 24, and other two so-called summer months have 23 centigrade C temperature. The coldest month is July like a classical for cities stay in southern hemisphere, and the hottest month is January. This is classical for cities stay in southern hemisphere too. Bangui is obviously a city staying in southern hemisphere. The winner of the map contest is the wisest flat earth map. One task has remained to this ball. Get the hell out of here.